oh, fuck the family. No, we're out of the mouse, no, family, fuck my husband. Yeah, fake, fucked my husband. And we're gonna say, huh? Teri what? Shut up, fuck you!
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Michael J. Next here, and today I will be reviewing the movie Soul Food. It is from 1997, and is directed by George Tillman Jr. It stars Vanessa Williams, Vivica Fox, Nia Long, Mekhi Phifer, Michael Beach. It is set in Chicago, and it is about an older black woman who has 3 adult daughters. And the movie starts at the youngest daughter, Bird's wedding. This is when we get introduced to all the characters. The main character, Ahmad. And Ahmad is a little boy with an old soul. And he is the son of the middle daughter, Maxine, and her husband, Kenny. We get introduced to his Aunt Teri, and Aunt Teri's husband, Uncle Miles, and Aunt Robin. But everybody calls her Bird because she used to be skinny, and she still is. And she's getting married to Lem, who ain't shit. And then we get introduced to Big Back Big Mama. Now, Bird is pissed off because her new husband is out here dancing with hoochies. And their ex showed up at the wedding too. And Bird's all heartbroken, like, this is my wedding day. I'm supposed to be happy. Maxine doesn't make it any better. She's like, oh, we are happy. Wow, Maxine. Some sister you are. And then she and Teri go in the bathroom and talk things over. Talking about, oh, put it off on family. Teri was like, huh? Family being put off on me? I paid for the whole wedding. Maxine's just like, oh, well, Teri, why always gotta tell somebody you paid for everything? Because I do. Yeah, this becomes a running theme throughout the movie. Teri pays for everything because she and her husband, Miles, are lawyers and they make a lot of money. And everybody depends on them for everything. Like, they don't appreciate anything she does for them. But they'll take her money, even though they treat her like shit. For example, when Teri and Maxine were in high school, Teri dated Kenny originally. So they went on a date, and Maxine had to be the third wheel. And then Teri catches them making out in the car. Yes, right. Teri don't stole her sister's man, went on to marry him, and had 2 kids with him, and she's pregnant with the third one. Now, Teri talks about how she calls them out for using her for money. As she says, she's just an ATM, automatically Teri's money. And messy ass Big Mom was talking about, oh, you're not hurting because you had to loan your sister some money to pay for her shop because Bird is a cosmetologist and she has a shop that Teri paid for. And I'd see Big Mom was so messy talking about, oh, well, you're on husband number 2. So, what that thing? Like, because all this coming after Bird gets married, but Teri's on husband number 2. So what does that mean? Anyway, just another example of how they rely on Teri for everything, but they treat her like shit. Every Sunday, the family has Sunday dinners after church, and boy, they got the food all right. Like, you seen the movie, you know that food be hitting. At Sunday dinner, and even at the wedding from earlier, well, they don't call it soul food for nothing. And Big Mama tells everybody that she dreamed of fishes, meaning someone's pregnant. But nobody really takes it seriously. And besides, Maxine's already pregnant anyway. Well, don't worry because she soon is going into labor. So let me skip to the main reason I want to talk about this movie. We gotta address the Teri torture and how Teri's the punching bag of the movie. And I tries to make her out to be the villain, but she's not. Really, almost everybody but her is the villain. So, but the thing is, before we get into that, Big Mama has diabetes. She has to get amputated because the thing is, you're not supposed to leave a wet towel on the stove because it causes a fire. But it does get on fire. She doesn't even feel it because she can't even feel that arm. So she has to get it amputated. And also some legs too, I'm pretty sure. But she tries to hold it off. She doesn't even take her medication because she believes in natural remedies, which does not work for everything, Big Mama. There's also a myth in the family that Big Mama has a secret stash with money. But, or nobody can find it, so I don't know if it's true or not. On her deathbed, it's just her and Ahmad, in her hospital room talking, and he believes that she's about to talk about the money, but she died before she can finish telling him. So they had the funeral. But side note, I kind of messed that up because I was supposed to talk about the thing between Teri's husband and their cousin Faith. So cousin Faith is Big Mama's niece who was coming to stay with Teri because she ain't had no place to stay. And Faith is a whore and a slut and a tramp and a floozy and a hoochie and how you know. She dresses revealing, has a pretty carefree attitude, and the thing is, while Miles is a lawyer, he wants to pursue music full time. But Teri doesn't think it's a good idea because, well, the exact reason is unknown, but it can be like speculated that he wants to go off and pursue other things while she can't. She has to stay making money because her family exploits her. So she probably kind of jealous. But I think she should give him a chance because he does do good when he performs with his band. Well, Faith does give him that attention and some coochie. So where Teri gets home, she has Ahmad with her, and she goes upstairs and finds her husband and cousin having sex in their bed. Now, they didn't realize she saw them, and she didn't make a scene out of it, probably because Ahmad is still there, and she didn't want to expose him to that. Well, at Maxine and Kenny's anniversary party, they're talking about how the family house is going to get foreclosed on, and Maxine's big mouth had the nerve to say, well, how about Teri can just pay for it like she does everything else? And Teri's not having that. Like, no, she's tired of paying for everything. Like, y'all got some money. Why don't you do it? And then Kenny's talking about, oh, well, Teri, your mama worked hard to pay for this house. Because Teri wants to sell the house because they don't really care to keep paying for it or take care of it. Oh, well, your mom worked very hard to pay off this house. Okay, so Teri works hard for all her money, and y'all keep spending that and wasting that. Oh, you should think about the family. Fuck the family. The family fucked her husband. Yeah, that's when she comes out and reveals that. She exposes Faith and Miles. And everybody's acting all shocked and stuff. That's when she grabs a knife and chases them, getting ready to stab them. Personally, I would let Teri do it. I don't care. I don't care about them. Now, back to after Big Mama dies, they have the funeral. Miles and Faith have the nerve to show up, and Teri obviously doesn't want to see them. But after all that, Bird at some point finds out she's pregnant, but she has it for a little bit. That's when at Sunday dinner, Teri admits that she did pull some strings to help let him find a job, because that was the whole thing, is that he couldn't support Bird like that because he didn't have money, he couldn't find a job because he has a record. So she just lets that be known, but also lets it slip that Bird is pregnant, but he didn't even know that. I don't think anybody knew that but Bird. That's when Bird gets her feelings hurt and was like, Teri, you need to mind your business and worry about Faith stealing your man, worry about us. Oh, okay. So mind her business, okay. We'll give her back that money for the shop. Give her that shop then, huh? Now, Bird, how about you mind your business and worried about why your husband can't support you and your baby while you're pregnant, instead of worried about your whore of a cousin sleeping with your sister's man. I'll tell you, Bird be up in everybody's business. But this whole dinner wouldn't even happen if it wasn't for Ahmad's quick thinking, because they know the urban legend that Big Mama has a secret stash, and they only even came because he caught everybody and told them about it. But then, back in the corner, he admits to making it up, in which they want to start poking at him for it. Talking about, how could you lie no better than that? And he's like, no, it's not my fault, it's y'all's fault. Y'all messed up the family. Big Mama told me that she wanted everybody to come together, but I didn't know how to do that because all I do is bitch and fight. That's when they finally listened to him. And it turns out the secret stash is real. It was stashed in Uncle Pete's TV. I didn't talk about Uncle Pete earlier, but he comes in, drops the TV, and all the money comes flying out. And they put the money to good use. They use it for the house. They put a little garden in the back. And that also Ahmad's narration, because he does a lot of voiceovers throughout the movie, is that Bird and them are gonna have their baby any day now, and that I assume Maxine at some point apologized to Teri because they're on better terms. that they miss Big Mama. But at the end of the day, it's good that their family's back together. Now, let's go back to the Teri torture. Personally, Maxine got on my nerves. Like, she was literally the little Big Mama. The way Big Mama was awful to Teri, exploiting her. Maxine was also one of the main ones doing it. Like, she was taking Teri's money and her man, took no responsibility for it. And don't think I forgot about you, Bird. No, Bird can choke on a worm too. Bird was very dumb, can't cook, about to give everybody a stroke with all the salt she'd been using in the food. I'll tell you, she pisses me off so much. Both Maxine and Bird just be pissing me off the whole movie. And I really want to make this video to talk about justice for Teri. Because, I know I'm also trying to put in the key points of the movie. But I don't care about that as much as making sure the Teri torture is exposed. So they used the money for the house, but I also think they should have put some of that towards paying Teri back, because she deserves her money's worth. They've wasting her money on themselves and gaslighting her into thinking she's the bad guy. As much as I love this movie, I don't love the treatment that they've been putting on her. And that's even become more recently talked about for this movie, and how they did Teri wrong, and how Big Mama was the real villain. I don't disagree. But on a positive note, I do like the performances that the actors did. But I will tell you, I'll be like, Vivica A. Fox and Nia Long play these roles so good, I'm going to be looking at them differently from now on. And I love Nia Long, so that kind of stings a bit. Anyway, that was my review for Soul Food, 1997. Justice for Teri. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and hit the bell so you can notify when I post a new video. See you in the next video.